what's up? It's Caitlin and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, for the first time in a long time, we are going to be doing another dupe video. I haven't done one of these in a long time. I believe my last one may have been a primer. It was the Hard Candy Primer, I believe, versus the Catrice Pore Perfecting Primer. And I went to go look at that video to prepare for this one, and I didn't even realize that video has over 1,400 views, which made me more excited to do this video. So for this dupe video, we are going to be doing another primer. And this one, if you've been watching my channel, you know I have been saying I want to do dupe video. I love this primer. It is one of my holy grails. Today we are going to be putting up the brand new Hard Candy Smoothing Primer Balm against the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. Now, if you're familiar with e.l.f., you will know that recently they have been releasing a bunch of different Poreless Putty Primers. This is the original one, which I'm going to be using today. They have the Luminous Putty Primer and they have the Matte. Me personally, I am more of a fan of the Luminous Putty Primer. I like putting the Luminous underneath all of my matte products. I think it is a perfect luminous matte looking face in preparation for the hot summer Texas heat. But for the sole purpose of today's video, we're going to be using the original, the OG Putty Primer up against the Smoothing Primer Balm. This is one of my holy grail primers. I haven't even touched my e.l.f. Poreless Putties because this is so good. I'm super excited for today's video and I hope you enjoy it. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to my channel. And when you subscribe, hit the post notification bell so you can be notified whenever I upload a brand new video. So sit down, get comfy, grab some water because it is up in the 90s, it is hot, and without further ado, let's get started. On my phone, which I'll be inserting into the video as we discuss these products. So the first one I want to talk about is the Hard Candy Smoothing Primer Balm. Like I said in the intro, if you've been watching my channel, you know that this is one of my holy grail primers. I just love the way it vanishes my pores, makes my skin look very nice and blurred. So both of these products are $8, so I'm not really sure if you would consider this a dupe. Me personally, I think a dupe product it does the same thing as another product. Expensive, non-expensive, same price, whatever. I think it's pretty cool to still see, hey, these are from two different brands, but they do the exact same thing. So we're going to go ahead and touch on the Hard Candy one real quick. I'll put a little insert right here of just a little overview of what I'm talking about. So this is a smoothing primer balm, obviously by the name. Provides a smooth, flawless base for your makeup while helping it last all day, has a velvety texture, and helps minimize the appearance of pores. Comparing one product to the other, you will obviously see that both of them are in pods. And then what I think is more interesting is when you open both of them, they both have this nice pinky texture. If anything, the Hard Candy one is a little more pink toned than the e.l.f. Now let's go ahead and talk about the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. This is the OG Putty Primer. When this was released, it was big because this was the first official dupe, I believe, for the Tatcha Silk Canvas Primer it's called. As you know, I am a drugstore and affordable channel, so I've never personally tried out that product, but that is what I've heard about this, is that it was a big dupe for the Tatcha Primer. Once again, I'll insert a picture right here of just a little overview of what I'm talking about. So this is a skin perfecting poreless putty primer infused with squalane to help grip makeup for all day wear, helps protect skin from moisture loss. Now that is something that the Hard Candy one does not claim to do. Velvety texture, that is a similar claim to Hard Candy, glides effortlessly over the skin, smoothing imperfections, helping minimize the appearance of pores for a poreless effect. So a lot of the claims are similar. The only different claim I saw for this one was that it helps you not lose your moisture, which is something that I did not see the Hard Candy one provide. Another thing I wanted to touch on is looking at the ingredients list on both websites. The ingredients is a lot the same between both of them. So we have dimethicone, we have glycerin, we have water, obviously. We have this one that I can't pronounce. What is this? It's polyethylene. It has a lot of the similar ingredients. So that makes me even think more that these are going to work pretty much the same way, but let's see them on the face. Alright, I've zoomed you in so we can go ahead and get started on the face. So I'm going to go ahead and start off with a primer water. That's something I always do in my makeup routine. I want to give these two products a fair shot. So I'm going to use one of my favorite primer waters, which is going to be by Rimmel London. This is the Stay Matte Fix and Go 2-in-1 Primer and Setting Spray. Alright, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the Hard Candy one on my left, which is going to be your right, I believe, and then the e.l.f. one is going to go on my right. So starting off with the Hard Candy Smoothing Primer Balm, we're going to go ahead and open this up, and this to me definitely has more of a moussey texture than the e.l.f. one. It's definitely easier to get it out of the pot. So I'm going to go ahead and rub my finger in here. I do like using a little more than what's recommended just because in my eyes, that makes it work better, which is probably not the case, but just for me, that's how I think it works. So I'm gonna put it on the inside of my cheeks, I'm gonna put it on my chin, and then I'm gonna try to put it on half the nose. Don't know if that's gonna work out, but hey, I'm gonna give it a shot. I like to put this mainly in my trouble areas, and then I will start to blend it out. Alright, so that is one side all blended out. Overall, I do like it. I think there is some blurring going on. I'm going to put a little more just on this side of my nose because the pores on my nose are really bad. Do not judge me. Okay, so there is one side all blended out. Overall, I do see some blurriness going on the inside of my cheeks, and especially my nose. I'm not sure if you can see that, but it stopped about right here, and my pores on my nose are definitely more concealed than the ones on my right. So we're gonna go ahead and set that to the side, and we're gonna go ahead and apply the e.l.f. primer. This one is a little more dense, it's a little harder, so what I like to do is really rub my finger on it to kind of get the warmth to soften it. And then I'm going to take it, and same thing as the other side, I'm going to put it on the inside of my cheeks, on my nose, and this side of my chin, and blend it out. Alright, and there is the e.l.f. primer applied to my right side. Looking at my mirror right in front of me, I will say that I am loving the hard candy side better than the e.l.f. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and apply my foundation and concealer on camera and do the rest of my face off camera. For foundation, we're going to be using the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Dewy foundation. Like I said, we are getting into that hot Texas summer heat, so I want a little bit of dew and a little bit of matte. I want best of both worlds without looking too sweaty, and I think this really does it for me. I have the shade Soft Beige, which is a little dark. I think we'll be able to make it work. One thing I will say about this foundation is it does have like a paint smell. If you aren't bothered by smells, that won't, change your opinion on this. If you do not like smells or you're sensitive to fragrance, you will not like this foundation. Alright, so I'm just going to take some on my finger, and this is a thicker foundation. I'm actually going to take the spatula it comes with. I'm going to take the spatula and take it on my finger, and I'm going to apply some to my face. I don't know what possessed me to get the shade Soft Beige because I'm not soft beige in anything, but we're going to make it work. So I'm going to take my Wet n Wild sponge and blend this out. Although it has a really strong fragrance, this does have some nice full coverage, and you can just see that natural shine right there. It does not make you look sweaty. It doesn't make your makeup cake out. Besides the fragrance, this is a really nice foundation. Alright, foundation is all on. I love the way this looks, especially on the cheeks areas. I feel like it gives it a nice shine, once again, without being too dewy. So now for concealer, I'm going to be using the Juvia's Place I Am Magic Concealer in the shade number 19. I think this is like my perfect shade. Gives me a little bit of highlight without being too much. Whoever's been watching my channel since the beginning, do y'all remember when I used to do that really white concealer underneath? Alright, so here's the foundation and concealer all done. Overall, I really love the way it looks. On both sides, there is some blurring. There is still some pores because obviously these aren't going to make them disappear 100%. I will say though, I am still loving the hard candy side much better than the e.l.f. side. Both are doing a good job, but this hard candy one still seems to be my holy grail. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go off camera and finish the rest of my makeup. When I come back, we will check the time and start our wear test. And we're back. Makeup is done. So overall, looking in my mirror, I love the way my skin looks. I'll insert a little clip right here. I don't see a difference between the two. I know I've been saying that the hard candy side is my favorite, but overall, I love both sides equally. I think there's equal blurring on both sides, nice and smooth. Love it. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to go about my day. We're going to do a little wear test. Right now, let's check the time. Right now is about 11:55. It is almost noon. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go off camera, go about my day, and in a couple hours, I will check back in. Hey home, what is up? So I am actually outside in my garden right now. This is like 5 o'clock, so I've been wearing this makeup for about, let's see, it was like almost noon, so let's just go ahead and say almost 5 hours now. And this is what it's looking like. Don't mind the bags under my eyes. I think I get bags under my eyes so easily because of the fact that I like wince a lot and I smile a lot and I have chunky cheeks and my eyes wrinkle up, so whatever. But this is what the makeup is looking like, and overall I'm really happy. I can't really tell a difference between either side. I'm gonna go ahead and just keep going about my day. I've been outside a lot. I wore a mask at the grocery store and there's no breakage, nothing, so love it. I'm gonna go ahead and just keep going about my day. I have a little gardening to do, gotta make some dinner, and then I will check in later. Hey guys, so I am actually in bed with no makeup on because I forgot to film my final check-in. So it is about 10 o'clock at night right now. So in total, I wore my makeup for about 10 hours. Overall, I really loved how it looked. It pretty much looked the same as when I first put it on and my last check-in in the garden. So overall, what are my thoughts? My thoughts are I love both primers equally. I will still say just texture-wise, I am obsessed with the hard candy. Now, like I mentioned in the beginning, both of them are $8. Both of them you can find at Walmart. So really, it is pick or choose. If they don't have one in stock, the other one is a great dupe. I'm so sorry I didn't do my final check-in with makeup